Welcome back to Papa Bear Games. Today I just want to give a quick rundown on what I've learned about Skells. But before we jump into Skells, just a few basics on Xenoblade Chronicles X. Once you get to a certain point in the game, you are going to open up the system menu and you're going to have the settings, I believe. No, not settings. I'm sorry, you need to go to the online section and you need to go to rewards. Collect your division rewards every single day you can to pick up these patches. They'll restore your HP and do other things, like give your entire party more TP so you can deal out more epic skill attacks. With that being said, another important thing to do as soon as you, well, even before you start getting your Skells, is you want to start putting your Muranium into these different shop terminals. For sure, the AM terminal, you've got all of these different groups, like Sakuraba Industries, Grenada, Meredith, Candid, 6 Stars. You put your Muranium in here, and you get access to new equipment in the store, as well as the items you find while you are exploring. You can go ahead and build new weapon augments, which will give you melee, ranged, all of these other things. You can create items to go into your equipment to make you stronger. It actually helps out a lot. You can also create weapons, so if you wanted to, you can develop new gear. You've got weapons, protective gear, and this stuff is actually way more powerful than anything you're gonna find from an enemy drop unless you're battling epic enemies or the more difficult enemies. You can also get Skell frames. That will make you stronger, or your Skells stronger. So, continuing on, let's run over to the shop terminal here. When you can buy different Skells, when I started out the game, I could only get level 30 Skells, and I started out with the Lolly, I believe. You'll have to double check my walkthrough, but I'm pretty sure that I bought this guy right here as my first medium level Skell. You automatically buy the Skell insurance, and you're ready to rock and roll. Let's go over some Skell equipment. I think I might have to go back to the barracks. Under the customization center, you can actually go in and update your Skells and their equipment. I had a lot of trouble with this in the beginning. Skell weapons, usually your back weapon, depending on what you're getting. You can do missiles or you can do an actual weapon. I've got a blade here. If you switch it to, say, one of these ranged weapons, like this looks like some kind of a bomb or a missile, it says it's a grenade, you can usually only equip one item. It might let me do 2 of them now because I'm just going with the missile weapons. But if you're to use a sword or one of these weapons, I'm trying to look at the exact name of them. Yeah, these are just, they'll say that it's right back only or left back only, and that's all you can use. So when you equip something like that, that's what you're going to get to use. I spent a long time going back and forth, struggling because I wanted to equip both sides, but I did not have that option. On each of your weapons, you can press the, you can go in here and you should be able to add an augment to it. I'm trying to remember which button to hit. I think it's ZR. Nope, not that one. Oh, it is. Once you get over your gear itself, you can put augments on there. you'll have to do ZR, and this is where I was telling you about those augments you can create. You can make some great stuff. You can evasion, melee attack, fuel capacity. You can overpower your Skells, or at least make them survivable in certain battles. Don't forget to do that. You can also do that on your characters with their basic gear. So if we jump out of here and go to our party, we should be able to go to our ground gear. Same thing in here. You can do ZL to go in and equip new battle traits, which are incredibly important. And don't forget to upgrade your arts. I know this is supposed to be a video about Skells. I used an online guide and I used my playstyle, and I set my skills up exactly where I wanted them. Most of these attacks take art power, and then over here, let me rephrase that. They take a certain amount of TP to use, and these recharge themselves and usually replenish your HP if you time them at the right time when they tell you to use them. And these I save until I absolutely need them. But I'm a duelist, and that's just how I play. You're going to need to explore each class, figure out what works best for you. For fast leveling, you can come over to the network console here, and you can do time attack missions or support missions and go out and level yourself up. Like in this case, the time attack missions, they give okay stuff. If you go over to support missions, they have a lot higher experience levels and Moranium levels. If you're running short on Moranium, this is the place to go. That way you can refuel your Skells quickly if they get destroyed. We're going to go do a little bit of combat here. Actually, we're going to grab some Moranium while we're at it. We're going to do a quick battle. All of your skills require you to either get behind the enemy or attack the enemy at a certain angle, and that will help you maximize your damage while you are battling. Alright, a little rusty. I haven't played for a little while here, so I gotta get my bearings back.
Follow my lead! Melee attack!
Here comes the fear!
Whenever you do your soul challenges, you'll
Open
be
fire!
So you see the exclamation point, you want to boost your skill.
Aura time! You know what
Get
out of here! Need a boost!
When you go into cockpit time with your Skells, you become
One
pretty
in a row! Shoot to kill! This one's on! I'm in a good position! Here I go! Open fire!
If you start losing your characters or your character's Skells start to get destroyed,
the sleep crippling!
you might want to eject out of your Skell or
This one's on the house! Need a boost?
your skills
Get out of here!
and heal up certain party members.
Problem solved.
That'll be up to you to decide when you want to do that.
Open fire! Follow me! This one's on the house! Of course! Allow us!
Find
No,
your
you
enemy
don't!
here.
Big. Now touch.
Screw that up already.
I'm really feeling it!
If you find your enemy, you will be able to keep them from causing any
No
damage.
holds barred! I'm in a good position!
That's
Could you be
incredibly
open fire? This one's
So,
on the house!
especially if you're
Need a
running
boost? This one's on the house! Gotcha! Look at that! Follow up with melee attack! Try this on me!
If you really want to do a lot of damage real quick, jump into your ult.
Gotcha! This one's on the house! Try this on! Sorry! You're weaker now!
And we have completed that mission. I'm a little over leveled for this specific mission, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with collecting Moranium when you need it. I wanted to touch on one more thing in the barracks hangar here. Don't forget that when you come in here, you can refuel your Skell. Don't forget to refuel your Skell, or it'll stop operating. Something also important to remember is when you're out in the field and you're doing combat, you can actually refuel your Skell. Remember when I showed you that effect? We're actually going to warp and we're going to go into a quick battle. So let me pull up the map here. And we're going to go to my favorite leveling spot outside of the network terminal. I loved hanging out. No, it wasn't Tripod Rock. It was a little bit further up. Right here, the Weeping Whitewood was probably my favorite area to level up between level 36 and 50. I did a bunch of leveling here because, well, let's face it, I didn't really like the network terminal. That's not for everyone. If you like the network terminal, use that. But these guys out here, one of them will drop down from up above. So be careful, these guys like to drop on you. Come on. Oh, there we go. These guys, the breather Skerpos.
No holds barred. This minute. Open fire forever. No, we can do. Too far hot.
But if you combine your enemies, like that person just found somebody.
Sorry, but could you be weaker now? Good position. Open fire.
That'll be the option.
Bring it a boost.
I could have taken them on alone.
We're gonna try and find a tougher enemy. These guys sitting out in the pool are usually a little bit tougher to kill.
Open fire. Sorry, but could you be weaker now? Too far hot.
Here we go. If you bind, you'll see my uranium is filling up.
Right in the kisser. Now, cripple them.
Take this.
So if you can bind your enemy,
Open wide.
Skell.
Concentrate your fire on the big sucker.
Problem solved.
Don't forget, you've got that epic option there to refuel your Skell if you're good at binding your enemy. Just thought I'd throw that one out there as well for you. We're going to jump back to the Blade Barrack. And we'll continue on. So I did a lot of those missions over and over again to buy the materials needed to get my current Skell. And there are better Skells than what I have. But I really like the Varus Cane. That's a level 60 frame, and you have to get very specific items. And I would highly recommend jumping out on the internet and looking for said items, or for said guides to get the Skell you want. I'm going to see if I can pull it up here, but you can actually track inventory items from one of the shopping terminals. Can't remember if it's the AM terminal or the shop terminal, so bear with me here for a minute while I find it. Nope. Develop new gear, and if you go to Skell frames, like here, the Varus Cane, I'm actually tracking this because I want to get another one for my party. But you see how you have the Rexo Skell Sucker and the Shadam or Exidam Golden Crest and the Ancient Armor? You can actually pull that up as a sub-quest. So if I... pretty sure I could track it, unless the game had an update. Here we go. If you press the right center control stick in, you can actually hop over to develop new gear, and you can track this. You can put the follow ball on, and it'll help you locate. So if you do R and X, if I could hit the right button today. follow ball is R and X.
1, 2, 3.
You can actually follow it to the enemies that drop them. So you can also hop in your map. Wrong button. Sorry everybody, it's been a while since I played this one. You can go out to your map and it should highlight the area. So make sure you go to this one, but like right here, I can go over here and hunt down the ancient armor. It'll tell you exactly where you need to go to get these items. So you've got multiple places that these things will drop. So when you're hunting for these higher level materials, you are going to be fighting higher level bosses. Continuing on. If you don't want to spend the time to do that, if you just want to go through the training simulator or the combat simulator, you should be able to go to the shopping terminal. And I believe you can actually purchase that gear. I'm trying to remember where I was buying this equipment from before. Oh, I know where it is. You can go into, it's either the online or the system area. You can go to the material market here under rewards, and those items you want to build that Skell, you can get here, and you can purchase them with that special money you get when you do your rewards. Again, every day you'll have an option to collect those reward points, and you use those to buy these. So I could get everything I need using my material rewards. Don't forget, you have multiple options to get the Skell you want. I think that's about all I have for everybody here. I hope this video is informative, and I hope you all have a blast playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. I know I've had a wonderful time playing this game, and I will play it more